I am Jana Proffitt Davis. Welcome to Paws and Prize, my YouTube channel. I'm excited to present to you conversations with breeders and owners of top winning dogs, top owner handlers, top junior handlers, and top professional handlers, and other people that you might find informative and interesting concerning top dogs in their fields. I am happy to introduce to you Brenda Cassell. This episode is going to focus on her history, her breeding program, what she does for her puppies and how she selects new puppy buyers, where does the breed come from and what is their function. She is a preservation breeder dedicated to keeping the breed of Basenjis pure and viable. We are going to see some ringtime video with her Grand Champion Bronze Signet Southern Bound, owned by Brenda and her daughter, Ciara Cassell. Ciara is a wonderful handler and will carry on Brenda's breeding program for the future. Most importantly, we will hear advice from a professional in her field. This is our final part of our series with Brenda. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share all of our episodes. And please tell all of your friends. Okay, Brenda, you didn't tell us what wins you got yesterday.
Yesterday I got a Group 2 in the regular hound group, I got a Group 1 in the owner handler group, and I got reserve best in show owner handler.
Okay.
I think it helps when the president and the vice president of your club see the value in that. And the whole reason that these Africans were brought over was initially because of the health problems because of Fanconi. We had a lot of dogs, and Ipsid, we had a lot of dogs dying of Ipsid and Fanconi, and they determined that we needed new dogs, new blood in here, dogs that wouldn't hopefully carry this stuff. And when you have the president and the vice president of your breed club that want to do that, and several of your board members, then I think it makes the process a lot easier. John Kirby, but he's got white hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
John
he the
Kirby
one
was
that
the president of the club at the time, I believe, and Mike Work, who's been in the breed forever, also started as a young child.
was he the one that you bred into the lines? One of his dogs was one of the ones that you bred into.
Yes, the Kabushi line of John Kirby.
That's right, Kabushi
is a line that I bred into and bred with. They were great supporters of me. I showed some of their dogs. In fact, the African bitch I speak of that was first quarter African red and white hound group winner was from their line, and they were kind enough to let me have her, and I showed her. And then they were very instrumental in suggesting African dogs for me to breed to with my line. So we did a little bit of that back in the day. I am interested in using, I have already chosen an African dog that I would be interested in using that lives, I believe, in Ohio, back east. Why I haven't done it is, you get busy showing dogs. I'm self-supporting. Nobody sponsors me. I have a 9 to 5, or as it is, I have a 5 to 1 job that I have to be at. It's very important to the community, so I have a job. So I spend my money to come to shows. I'm not paid to come to shows anymore.
That would be a total outcross then.
Yeah. So I have looked at them, and timed it to go because I work. I have to take the summers off to do the summer shows that I love. I'm not limited on my time off. I do get 6 weeks a year. Hallelujah. But I'm limited on where I'm going to put it all. And oftentimes, Basenji bitches come in random times in the fall, once a year. You never know if it's going to be August or if it's going to be January. And so you have to be ready to go. Well, if you're going to go to Ohio, you got to drive there and all this, that, and the other. So it's difficult to do it that way unless you do semen. That's expensive. Again, I'm self-supporting. I'm not rich. So, it is what it is. But I do have, to this day, an African sire picked out that I very much want to use. And I really wanted to use him on my Best in Show winner, Signet Bedelia. And that may still happen. I'm not for sure. But I'm still interested in using them. I feel like there's a lot of people in my breed who think that I'm anti-African, that it's funny to me. I was one of the very first people to use the Africans. I was very highly criticized. Oh my God, I can't believe she's showing that. What is she doing? I had the first 1/4 all African litter, which Jana had a puppy out of. I finished all 6 of those puppies. That was, again, one of my accomplishments that means a lot to me that people don't know about. I got in the Africans, I got what I needed, I got out, I moved out. But interestingly, and we'll talk about color later, I think, on here, is a lot of my dogs go back to the foundation Africans that I have line bred on. And I was unaware that I was quite so tight on those. And we'll talk about this new color that I have in a little bit.
One of the puppies of the 6 was Oreo. We called her Oreo. Yes. And she won Best Opposite at the National Specialty in 1992.
We did a lot of winning with all of those puppies, and a lot of specialty winning with the puppies. And it was quite something to be able to do that. It's hard enough to get an all-champion litter of any kind, but then when you consider how close they are to the African genetics, quite an accomplishment.
Quite an accomplishment. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to new people just starting out showing, not specifically with Basenjis, but just starting out coming to shows?
It's a really important thing to show dogs. A lot of the public doesn't understand what it's for. It's the evaluation of breeding stock. And again, if we're going to preserve the purebred dog going forward so that people have the opportunity to select dogs that are right for their lifestyle, we need to bring people into this sport. I think reaching children is paramount. I would love to see more people in elementary schools. That is where it's at. You can't wait till they're 15 and bring them to the dog show. You got to get into those schools and educate them. You got to get into wherever you got to go to preschools and show them these dogs. Let them see what they're about. It's important to pick a quality dog from a quality breeder, a preservation breeder, someone whose ethics are top-notch, somebody who's in it for the long haul, not trying to make money, to do whatever they do. Like I said, I have a full-time job. I am paid a salary, so I have my own money. The money that I make for my dogs is 100% rolled back into my shows and my expenses for my dogs. I don't have to sell puppies to go to dog shows, but it certainly helps. My husband likes it, that they're self-supporting, and I spend every penny and then some on my dogs. Go to dog shows. Do the research. Get on the internet. Read books. Find out what breeds would suit your lifestyle. Come to the dog show. Find the dogs that you're interested in. Watch them show in the ring. Ask their owners or handlers, can I speak to you after you show? Can you tell me a little bit about your breed? Can you tell me about yourself as a breeder? You want a breeder who's going to do all the health testing, who's going to be able to cross-match faults. You want a breeder who's going to be able to evaluate the temperament. And hopefully a breeder who's been at this for a while. I'm not saying you can't get a great dog from a newer breeder, but a breeder who's been at this for a while is the best one to probably select a puppy for you for being a new first-time person. Dog shows are fun. They are a lot of fun. They teach so much to your children. They teach responsibility. They teach respect. They teach how to win and lose with dignity. These kids have to take care of these dogs. They have to train them. They have to be gentle. They have to feed them. Dogs get fed before people get fed. The dogs come first. There's a lot to be learned. Sportsmanship, how to get along with people, how to speak to adults, how to get along with peers. There's so much to be learned in this environment. It's a wonderful environment to raise your children in a protected manner.
And everybody is protective of our juniors because they're our future.
They are our future.
Can you show us, let's move the table and talk about dogs that are being stacked.
Sure. So yeah, we're going to stack this puppy up in a show pose. Actually, he's going to want to look at this one. Let's see. Stop.
So this is just a new puppy, and he's just kind of learning how to be a show dog and how to travel.
No.
The turtle that we just heard is the no bark of the Basenji.
So this is just us playing with our puppy, and he's going to slip and slide here.
Oh, that's pretty.
So this is an unusual color. Let's talk about the color. When this puppy was born, he was silver.
He was silver?
Silver. As silver as this chain.
Wow.
It was quite the shock. It was quite the shock. There was 5 puppies, and 3 of them were that color. But as they grew, they became lighter. And now this is a 5.5-month-old puppy. We don't know where he's going to end up because no one has hardly seen this color before. Hey, why are you choking yourself, dummy? Oh, he's a good boy.
So when you stack him, you're stacking the hocks are straight up and down.
Stop.
The collar is behind their, oh, pretty. Collar is right behind their jaws.
Yep, up behind their ears.
His ears are forward.
This is what you want them to look like when you're in the ring. You want to see their expression. So that's kind of the stance you're going to take. And how long, what do? We do this every day. Not every day, we do this several times a week from the time they're little puppies. We just put them up on the table at our earliest convenience several times a day. And this is just what we do for puppies, whether they are going to be a companion or they're going to be a show dog. This is what they do.
A tight curl in the tail is good.
Yep. Want the top line to be nice and level, the tight curl. Want them to have a longer upper thigh. And then have a well laid back shoulder. No puppy. His puppy shoulder blades are here, point of shoulders here. He has a little bit of fore chest. And his brisket comes down to his elbow.
But that'll get deeper as he grows.
It will get a little deeper, but it's also perfectly acceptable for his age. It's perfectly
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And talk about the color. That color is acceptable, even though nobody's really seen that color.
So this color is actually red and white. In our standard, we do not have a disqualification of any type. We will be showing this puppy. Nope. 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 He is red and white. He carries a dilute gene. It's D2. So
That wrinkle between his ears, that's the wrinkle you were talking about there.
So we're going to have this dog in the ring, and the standard says chestnut red. This dog is not chestnut red. He's going to be a dilute red. Where his color ends up, I have absolutely no idea. This is new for me. So he was born silver. When their eyes opened, their eyes were blue, the most beautiful blue. In fact, it was the most beautiful litter of puppies I've ever seen, if I'm honest. You want to look at them?
So you know he's red because you had a genetic test and he came out with the red genes.
Yes. So he's genetically red with the dilute version of the gene. He can be bred. If he's bred to another dilute, I'll get all dilutes. I can breed this dog forward and never get another dilute if I don't want to ever have one. To my knowledge, I'm the only domestic breeder of Basenjis who've had these. There are some puppy mills on the West Coast that have recently got this color, and they're selling them for a lot of money. I think it's interesting. I tried to get pedigrees, but you can't. Those people are very
guard their secrets.
And I don't know where they got their dogs. I don't know if they're related to mine. I'd be very interested to know that because the other thing about the standard is our standard calls for a dark hazel, an eye dark hazel. His eyes are hazel. His
And
pigment.
And they have to have a liner. They cannot have a...
He has pigment. It's charcoal, but it's quite dark. Good boy.
But they have to have that pigment on the
Yeah.
outer edge of their eye.
A couple ways we determine he's not cream is the cream dogs have no pigment in the coat or in the what would you call these? In the nose, the mouth, the eyes. This dog
got it.
has dark charcoal. It's dark charcoal. It's almost black.
Okay.
So as far as the standard goes, and as far as him meeting the standard, he's not going to be the exact color that the judges are used to, and his eyes are going to be slightly lighter than they're used to. They do match him.
But that's okay.
It's not a disqualification. I happen to think that this is a beautiful puppy.
And they have to have a scissor bite?
You have to have a scissor bite. He's got all of his little toothless coming in. Oh, that's good. Yes, sir. So this is a puppy we're going to show, and that's kind of how we train it.
Captain is in his director's chair, ready to direct the groups. So we're ready to watch the Basenji and the Hound group.
Sandra, whenever you're ready, I can go over your...
Oh! Take me away from the hound group?
You want to watch Hound?
Of course I want to watch hound. Nope. No, I'm out. I'm out tomorrow. I'm done. Oh, yeah. Benson.
This episode is brought to you by the best supplement that I have ever found, Rough Greens. It includes 15 powerful probiotics, 20 digestive enzymes, 20 essential vitamins and minerals, omega oils 3, 6, and 9, and great joint support ingredients. A good link to this is www.rawfednutrition.com. It blends beautifully if you feed raw food, but helps even more extensively if you are feeding kibble. That is www.rawfednutrition.com. Please go to this link and you will be able to get a free sample if you pay shipping and packaging cost of around $9. You won't be sorry.